doing some repair work today. I didn't write it up. I don't know anything other than these are the parts that are going on. Apparently it's flame sensor, igniter, ignition control board, carryover tube, all the good stuff for a York unit. So I'm gonna pull this crap apart, replace all those parts, get the heat going. Where's my drill? There it is. I was trying to find the unit. These old Yorks, the serial numbers are just about gone. Oh, seriously? I just bought this thing and I'm missing the tip. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. All right, I got a spare. That's pretty irritating though. What can I do? You know, pretty sure the last place I used it was at my house, so hopefully it will still be there when I get home. I can't imagine it just fell off. I don't see it anywhere. I've emptied my bucket, walked all the way back down to the van. Whatever, I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. Literally, just got that thing. So I got this one instead. Let's see if I cannot lose it. Let me go ahead and get this unit opened up. All right, so apparently it's second stage that's down. So I'm going to cycle it, see which unit doesn't come on. This combustion blower doesn't sound too hot. I can tell you that. I would have wrote up a combustion blower. Not quite sure which one's second stage here. Yeah, freaking combustion blower should have been written up. All right. So the top one came on. Oh shit. Top one came on. So we'll go ahead and pull this whole burner out. It looks like it went off. We're gonna end up pulling everything out and cleaning it all up. I can't hear myself think over this combustion blower. It's freaking loud. Let's see if I can get this thing to come back on. What a mess. Come on. Should have just wrote everything up, including the combustion blower. All right, well, first stage came on for a second, and then it went off. Let me go ahead and cycle this thing down. Strip that wire back. I'm not sure if I got on it or not. I'll be back. All right, let's try this again. I stripped the wires back so I could actually jump it. And let's see what works and what doesn't. As I've already mentioned, this combustion blower sounds like complete dog shit. All right. What lid? It's like the bottom lid. You can also tell because there's two blower wheels, there's two separate heat exchangers in this. It's all one component, but the burners feed the bottom tubes, so our bottom one is putting out heat. Our top one is nice and cool. And we are jumped W1 and W2. So the top one came on, immediately went off. Probably a dirty flame sensor. The bottom set of burners are lit. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the W2. All right. So we've got no call now for W2, and my bottom is out. So it's actually first stage of heat that needs the repair. Let me see what was written up here. It says second stage is down. It's actually first. Whatever, it's semantics. I just like to know what it is I'm working on. There's W2 with no call for W1. And our bottom should light. So Our issue is first stage of heat, not second. Combustion blower sounds like dog shit. All right, so there's W2. And I figured that out simply by only jumping W2 to see which one lights. There went our blower off. No. Oh, we have no combustion blower because we don't have a call for W1, but regardless, first stage is the problem. So now that we've figured that out, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. I can't hear myself think with that freaking combustion blower, and I am pissed about that 5/16 quarter-inch bit. I looked through all my garbage from yesterday. It's not in there. Okay. Yeah, combustion blower needs replaced. So just to clear things up, I know it was a little confusing. We are working on the top section. As you can see, our one gas line feeds in, and then it splits off to two different gas valves. Our bottom set of burners we're igniting, that's W2. Our top set, it did light briefly, but then went out. That's first stage. So let me go ahead and pull all this crap out. We'll clean everything up. We'll replace what was written up and see if that cures it. If not, yeah, it could be a gas valve. I don't know. I've never been here before. So let me find the shutoff valve. Oh, great. Hopefully that thing turns. Of course, I've got my dinky little crescent wrench because I've got my little bag I usually use for preventative maintenances. Oh my God, this day is getting better and better. I got lucky there. I was able to shut it off. The bigger wrench. Anyway. All right, let me get this union busted loose. Oh yeah. All right, maybe I'm not such a weakling after all. So I got the union busted. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get it. It was a little tight at first. So anyway, so Jenna, she was in my last video. Son of a, you know, nothing's going my way today. She has an extra 5/16 quarter-inch bit she's gonna let me have. How nice of her. So the multi-bit this one, there it is. Did you guys ever just have one of those days that it's not going your way right off the bat? Come on, what do we got? Another freaking screw in here? I seem to be having one of those days today. No, it's just the gasket material. There we go. Today I'm having one of those days. All right. So we're gonna have to label these wires and make sure we get everything put back on the right gas valve, because if you get them mixed up, it's gonna be sparking on the top one, but letting the gas out on the bottom one. So if you're ever working on one of these, just be careful because it can get confusing. You have to make sure you know which one goes where. So I'm just gonna get a marker and mark everything for this side, pull all the wires off, then I'll know everything that has a mark on it goes boom, right back here. So I zip tied flame sensor and igniter for second stage together. That way there's no confusion. We'll know exactly where they go. And I believe there's 2 studs. I should be able to take these 4 screws out right here and pull this entire thing right out. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these screws. Alright, should be good and loose now. Gather up my screws, put the camera down. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna wiggle this sucker right out. Go find somewhere to work, maybe right over there on that duct. All right, I got the burners over there. Let's take a peek in here real quick. All right, guys, so first stage is the top. Second stage is the bottom. Everything's completely independent from each other, including the combustion blower. It's 1 motor, 2 housing, 2 wheels, and it's separated right here. So first stage and second stage are completely independent. If you're only running first, you'll have heat out of here. If you're running first and second, you should have heat coming out of both. So anyway, enough with that. This thing's a complete nightmare. Yeah, that definitely should have been written up. Let's see if they sent me the right ignition control. What is this? Oh yeah, that's the right one. Beautiful. All right, so let me grab my box of parts. New carryover tube, new pilot. Got limits. New orifice. All right, let me get to work. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and loosen up my pilot tubing, remove the flame sensor and igniter. Really, there's not a whole ton of stuff here. Limits, rollout. So hopefully I can save these little clips that hold that carryover tube in place. We'll see. If not, I think I have some spares somewhere down in my van. Taking out the flame sensor and igniter now, and then I'm gonna get the carryover tube and the pilot tube replaced. Doesn't look too bad. Who knows? We will take pictures of everything because they want proof that we did it. I can tell you one thing, there's a lot of crud built up on that carryover tube. So it might just be a case of the pilot carryover tube just kind of plugged up. A lot of shit. So we'll run and clean both. This one's getting replaced, but we're gonna go ahead and clean it out, make sure these orifices are clear. Might just be a weak ignition control. Like I said, I didn't write this up, so sometimes it's like re-diagnosing things when you come back. So I've got 3 clips here that hold that carryover tube in place. Usually those get rusted. It's just gonna sit just like that. These 3 studs are gonna pop through, and then these metal clips are gonna thread onto it. Generally, I just take a pair of needle nose pliers or whatever. Yeah, see, that one came off, but I believe it broke. So right off the bat, that one's toast. They don't send you those new clips. Let me put the camera down and see if I can get these clips off. All right, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So I got 2 out of 3 that aren't broken. This one right here on the left bottom is broke. We'll have to see if I can find a new one. If not, well, it's just gonna go in the way it is. So I'm gonna break this union loose. We're gonna take a look at that orifice that's in there. Maybe that's plugged up. I'm not quite sure. And then we'll get the new stuff put back in, and then we're gonna be basically done with this. I'm gonna brush everything off and clean it, but we'll go ahead and stick that back in place and then replace these limits and ignition control and see if that takes care of the problem. It may not. Stay tuned to find out. Well, the pilot tubing's not plugged. Pull this carryover tube out. There it is. Of course, the orifice is not gonna fit through. What do I gotta do here? I guess I can remove this plate, and that'll get rid of all our buildup as well. There we go. Got rust bucket, this whole freaking mall. All right, let me get that orifice out of there. Not very convenient that you have to remove the orifice. I'd like to see if it's, there we go. Come on. Well, I can see through it. All right, looks good to me. Boom. All right, carryover tube. I did not find any other clips, so I'm rolling with 2. If it's absolutely loose, then I guess I'll go back down and look for nuts. But I got 2 out of the 3 are good, so we should be in good shape. Wow, that middle one actually did grip. Good. Because I've already taken too many trips to the van. Go ahead and just give this thing a tap. Yep. All right. Maybe my day's turning around. Uh-oh. I better not speak too soon. Alright. So the new carryover tube is in and it is secure. I got my good clip there, the one that's partially cracked here, and a good one here. And as you can see, it's nice and secure. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put this plate back in place right here. That's the little tray to hold all the crap. It's a little crap tray, I guess. All right, looks pretty good to me, brand new. Too bad we didn't have 2 new ones. Next thing is the orifice. Orifice. A lot of times they're just loose in there. So what I normally do is I take my channel locks and I just slightly oblong it. All right. So it's not a perfect circle, and that'll hold your orifice in place. Now, as you can see, it's got some resistance and it's in there, but it can still spin and it's not gonna just pop out. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, this is my new pilot tubing. And that's my old pilot tubing. It appears, I don't know. I don't really want to have to bend that out. I'd rather just use the same old pilot tubing. It's already bent. So this is gonna go back or go on my truck. Not sure why it's already bent up like that, but so I'm just reusing the old pilot tubing. Not trying to make my job more difficult today. So we're threaded onto our orifice. Beautiful. We'll tighten that up. There it is. Perfect. All right. Pilot tubing's in, new orifice, carryover tube, and the clips to hold it in place. everything looks good. It's been brushed off. Time to put in our flame sensor and igniter, brand new. I don't think any of this was the issue. Perhaps a dirty flame sensor, I'm not quite sure. I just had to look at it and determine which stage wasn't working. All right guys, flame sensor, igniter, carryover tube, orifice, and I used the old pilot tubing just because it was going to be easier. And that's what it looks like. Looks good to me. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this put back in place, find these limits, get those replaced, and fire it up and see what happens. All right, she's back in place. 4 screws holding it up on this end, and then there's 2 studs back there that this whole burner assembly falls onto. So it is what it is. All right, shut up. All right, so first stage, this is the one we're replacing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll get all the flame sensors and igniters wired up, make sure they're all on the right ignition control. All right, we're in good shape. So first thing I'm gonna do is just go ahead and get my flame sensor and igniter put on here. That way I don't get anything confused. There's that. Sensor, boom. THS. It's gonna go to TH right here. MV goes to MV. It's got a smaller spade connector on it, so that's gonna go there. Give it a little squeezeroo so it stays on. There we go. PV, again, it's got a smaller spade connector, and so does the ignition control. Go ahead and push that on. R1 rollout switch. Oh, I almost messed up there. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and stick this one right on rollout as well. I don't know why these spade connectors are so loose. I over squeezed that one. There we go. Let me give this one another. There we go. Then we've got ground and burner ground. I think we're in good shape. All right, guys, I'm all wired up here. I'm going to just hand tighten this, go turn the gas on, that way I can bleed all the air out, because I don't want to have to bleed out this whole line and through that carryover tube. So I want to get good gas as close to the gas valve as I possibly can. I still have to replace this rollout switch and find that limit, but I'm gonna get the gas buttoned up here real quick. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I hear gas. Okay, we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up this union. Make sure it's nice and tight. Alright guys, everything's been replaced. Everything's buttoned up. I've got W1 jumped out. Well, let's see what happens. There's our loud combustion blower. I hear a spark. It's gonna take it a minute to bleed out through all this. It's sparking. Awesome. Now that's the top set of burners is what we replaced. I wish I had my thermal imager. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go get my manometer and I'm gonna go get my thermal imager just to show you what I'm talking about. Got him the Hike Micro thermal imager. YJack Mano manometer. Very nice tools here. Don't use the thermal imager a ton, but if I can pull it out to demonstrate something for you guys on the YouTube video, I might as well take the time, grab it. Plus I had to get my manometer. I'm not prepared today. Should have brought everything I needed first shot. That new smaller Vito bag is kind of don't have everything I need in it. I'm gonna have to go through this weekend and kind of straighten up my bags and get everything needed. Christmas is on its way, guys. The mall is getting everything ready here. All right, anybody need a mannequin? What a wasted space up here. All right, I'll see you at the unit. Yeah, all right, I'm all hooked up. The manometer. And we'll test the gas pressure to make sure it's good to go. And then I've got the old Hike Micro thermal imaging camera, the Pocket 2. Got this from TrueTech Tools. Pretty good tool here. So let's let this thing fire back up. Here we are, 3.6. So as you can see, it's our top burners that have ignited. And also, as you can see, the heat is coming out of our top combustion blower. It's all one motor, 2 wheels, but each wheel is independent to the set of tubes for that stage of heat. So the top being first stage and the bottom being second stage. So I'm taking a picture just to show you how the thermal imager works and kind of gives you a better idea on how both of the tubes, how both of the sets of tubes are independent to first and second stage on these old Yorks. Let me go ahead and jump out second stage if I can find a spot here to get on. Here we go. Should be igniting here momentarily. Clearly only lit on the top set of burners. I hear ignition, and there we go. There's second stage ignited. And then as you can see, the top is glowing red and the bottom is warming up as well. So now this is a picture of both housings exhausting flue gas, and you can see they're both lit. So nice little tool here, the Hike Micro Pocket 2. I like it better than like the handheld thermal imagers that look like a gun, like a temperature, you know, infrared thermometer. This looks more like a cell phone or a digital camera. You can do video on this. So not bad. Check it out at True Tech Tools. Use whatever promo code you want. They got HVACR video. No. They got Big Picture. They got Survival for my buddy Rick. All types of discount codes out there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that gas pressure. Even though it's been that way forever, we're at 3.6. I'm just gonna bump it down a hair if I can get the cover off of this old gas valve. There it is. .5. I like it. Probably made no difference, but we are adjusted 3.48. I like it. Also got this manometer from Gil Cavey over at HVAC Uncensored. Another awesome guy doing big things. But there you go, guys. As you can see, both of our combustion blower housings are glowing red. They're both running. So that's it. Let me go ahead and unhook them, because I'm sure they don't want the heat on. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. We're gonna shut down. I'll make sure to add those pictures to the video, which is nice with that Hike Micro, because I have an app on my phone. Every picture I take on the camera is automatically added to the app. All I have to do is screenshot it on the phone, and then I have the picture, do with what I want, send it into my management or whoever, the facilities company that I'm working on a unit with, or add it to my videos or whatever you want. So all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you checking out the video. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That'll notify you anytime I got a new video coming out. Leave me a comment, hit like. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.